Touch coming at you. It's just coming up to 10:15 on Saturday, June 24th, 10:15 in the morning. And we're back on the car. And I thought I would just repair this little section here. It was looking kind of rough. I was hoping I was going to be able to just weld this crack up. But when I started grinding into it to make a bit of a V, there was a lot of rust coming out of it. So I've decided to actually cut this out and make a patch to go in here. And I'm also going to weld in there. I've just sort of V'd that out a little bit and ground that so I can put some weld in there as well. So I was going to fix that area first before we get back onto the center section of the car. I was just looking for a little project to do this morning, and the little project turned out to be a bigger project. So anyway, we'll throw some weld through primer in there, and we'll make a patch for that, and we'll weld that back up. Alright guys. Okay guys, got my little patch ready to go. So we're going to weld that guy in, and then we'll move to the back side and fill up that crack. Alright guys. Okay, the template to make that little center section where the exhaust fits through. I'm going to run up to Les's shop and fabricate that up, and we'll be back. Maybe we'll take a bit of video at Les's shop if you'll let me. We'll talk to you later. Say hello, Les.
Hello.
So we're working on that exhaust center section of the car, and we're at Les's shop. So he's got lots of nice little tools. A little shear, big hunk and brake. You got some bead rollers, crimper. I think that's a shrinker. Roller, brake. I don't know what this stuff is. Anyway, looks like a fun place to hang out. Get back to work, Les. Well, we could be here forever. Look at the size of this sucker.
So we're going 7 3/4, right?
7 3/4, yep. This is a pretty exciting video, Les.
It is. Look at me go. Say the TR3A guy.
No, they know who Les is by now. They know you by the crack of your ass.
Yeah, probably. So 7 3/4 by 3 7/8, I said. Perfect.
All right.
Last
Perfect.
night when I punched you.
Hey, nice. I'm going to pull on this one?
No, don't need you.
You know what you're doing?
No, no clue.
You need some help?
No, I don't know what I'm doing. I'll figure it out.
Okay. Let me know if you need some help.
I got one of them paint by numbers book stuff.
You know what? You need some music in here.
I've got music. The Triumph Club music. Sinatra, you know. Engelbert Humperdinck. Tom Jones, my Welsh brother.
Okay, I'm going to turn it off now. Alright guys, just coming up to 2:30, and we're back from Les's shop. We fabricated that piece, and you can see it sort of fitted in there. Obviously the hole for the exhaust has not been cut through yet. I just wanted to see how that would fit in there, and if it fit in okay with the box cover. So that looks good. So what we'll do is we'll take it back out. There it is there. We'll clean it up. We'll make that hole, or the holes like that are similar to these, and then we'll weld it in there, and then we'll continue on. Quick update, guys. The center section's been finished welded now around the top and sides. I still have the bottom to do. I gotta wait to flip the frame over. So I've just primed inside there. I'm just letting that dry with zinc primer. So I figured I'd get in there while I can. and I'll probably blow some black paint in through the openings when I paint the chassis, but for now I'll just get the primer. I did create this other plate. It's not exactly like the other one, but it's a good start anyway. I'm happy with that. So that plate goes like this in the frame rail, so like kind of in like that, and back to those marks, and that's where the exhaust will pass through. So we'll weld that in to the side rails, and then we'll put the top box on. All right, guys. The leading edge of that little cross brace with the front edge of the box. So when I go to weld it, I'm going to squeeze it tight with a clamp, and we'll weld it along that front seam. So this will be welded down there against the frame and against the frame there, and same on this side. So we'll probably tack weld those bottom flanges, and then we'll take a cold chisel and we'll just bang those side flanges out until they meet the frame rails, and then we'll tack those in place, or weld those in place as well. So coming along. All right, guys. Wanted to give you a quick shot of the box section clamped in place, and we're just about to do a few tack welds, and then we'll flip it over and we'll work on the bottom side. All right, guys. All right, guys. We have the frame flipped over now, so we can get to the underside. And I have to say, I'm pretty happy with the way things lined up on the bottom. That's pretty darn good. That's pretty good. That looks pretty good. You know what? I'm happy with that. You know, working on top of the car, you can't really see underneath the car very well, and for that to align that well is pretty good. So we have a little few tweaks here and there, but other than that, it looks pretty good. We'll throw a little weld. I noticed that when I took the car apart, there was a few welds along the inside sides of the frame rails to the top cover, so we're going to throw a few spot welds or a few tack welds there along those rails, and then we'll hit it with the zinc primer on the inside, and then we'll get ready to button it up. Alright, guys, we'll come back. Getting there. It's just coming up to 6 o'clock, and I just thought I'd take a quick shot of this just before I go in. So the box bottom is fit. I still need to grind down the welds underneath it, but just want to get that box fitting before I go in for a break. So just thought I'd give you a quick shot of that. We'll come back out here, grind down the welds, and then we'll finish off this box section by welding her down. All right, guys, it's just coming up to 7:30, and I think we're about ready to close it in. So everything's zinc primed underneath. Got it just clamped down there. Now I do have a spot welder, but unfortunately the 240 outlet is way over there. My spot welder will probably reach to about here, and I don't really have the means to move this frame over. So I think what I'm going to do is, I've got enough material here on the edge on both sides. I think I'm just going to do a full seam weld here anyway. It'll keep the moisture. This is the bottom of the car. It'll keep a lot of the moisture out of this seam anyway. So maybe we'll just do a continuous seam weld on this side and on that side. That's what I'm thinking anyway. We'll probably end up running out of wire or something like that. You watch. Been working on this for a while, and who knows. It'd be nice to get this sort of... I'm not going to get it finished tonight, but at least I'm going to get that plate tacked in there, and then we'll have to go back and finish weld everything probably tomorrow. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to tack those four corners, and then we're going to do a little bit of a pinch here on the nose of this, and we're going to see if we can get a weld on that as well. All right, guys. All right, guys. 10 after 8, and back for another update, and I think we're done for tonight. I got her all tacked in there all the way around. I did do some plug welds there on that front piece. I think that'll be okay. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I think it looks good. Considering, you know what? Here's what was there before, if you recall. Here's what was there before, if you recall. So yeah, plus that old cap. So anyway, I'm happy with that. It's been a long day. It's been a long project, actually. It's taken me quite a long time to do this, but I don't envy the guy who has to take this apart the next time, in 50 years time. It's got a lot of welds on it, so it should be good to go for another 56 years. Alright guys, we'll leave you go with that, and we'll get out of here tomorrow, and we'll finish weld everything, and then we'll move on to the next area of concern on the frame. I think what I'm going to do on these welds, I'm actually going to probably put a little plate over that and just re-weld that, just to reinforce this outside the box weld. So I think we'll just put a plate on either side and weld that on for some extra strength. I don't think it's going to go anywhere anyway, but just in case. Other than that, we've got to replace this outrigger, so that'll be one of the next projects. I did weld up that crack in the frame I showed you this morning. There's the crack that I welded up on the side of the frame, so that's looking okay. That's a pretty gorilla looking weld, but yeah, so we're running out of projects to do on the frame. I've got to weld some cage nuts on here. These were seized, so I've got some cage nuts for these. That'll go on here. But other than that, I think we're pretty much ready to go for paint when that's done, as far as I can see, unless I find more projects. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. We'll come back tomorrow, most likely bright and early, and we'll finish this off. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully I have enough wire and enough welding.